Hey, good evening, everybody. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. It's a little bit after 11. Hey, Meriwether, everybody. So we're on a Sunday evening edition of Encounters. And we got all our shows caught up. All our shows are on YouTube. All the shows we've done the last few days that I had problems getting over to YouTube. All those shows are now cut up. The morning show is now on YouTube for my WESU broadcast this morning. So as Star Command Spaceship News, you'll see all the shows that weren't on there. They are now on there. So now we're starting from scratch. And this show will be on there after the show's over. Hey, Johnny Miller, good to see you. Everybody coming in here. And we're going to have a great evening tonight. I'm absolutely certain. And it's just good to be here. It's 11:12 on the East Coast, wherever you are. Welcome to the show. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. A lot of stuff going on. I guess there's a TikTok fest going on that I'm a part of. I don't understand what the fest is, but I'm actually part of it because it's showing up on my thing. So we're glad to be here. You must be doing something right. Margaret Rushing, good evening. Welcome to the show. Everybody coming out here, please share and like, tap that button. We want to get up to 50,000 likes. We definitely want to get up to 50,000 likes tonight. Excuse me. And if you're new to the show, I'm CmdrAleon. I'm a contactee from the 1960s. Hey, Kit Kat, welcome to the show. Also, I'm a conduit for Christ consciousness. I've been doing that this year. Hey, Teresa, good evening. Davey X. We're going to have contact. As a matter of fact, my good friend John Connors can watch my show right now. He's been given watching privileges. He'll be back on live on the 7th of December. So all the pressure that all my people on my show gave TikTok actually got them to reverse their decision. And I thank everybody for doing that. And so he'll be on. We're going to plan a show. Let's see. Today is what date? Let's see. What is today's date? I don't keep track of dates anymore. But there is a date on Earth, and I don't even know what it is. Does anybody know what? Oh, it's the 3rd. 4th is Monday. 5th, Tuesday. 6th is Wednesday. 7th. So yeah, on the 8th, this Friday, we're going to have a live contact broadcast. And John Connors and myself are the antennas. So we'll be having him on with me. And I'm also adding him as a regular part of the show. We'll do different things in our segments with John and myself. A lot of things we're getting some synchronicity about different things off planet. So we'll be having him on regularly on the Encounter show, and it's just it'll be a beautiful thing, and you're going to learn a lot. A lot of things will be learned here. At least we hope so. Thank you for the sunglasses. We appreciate that very much. Yes, Deborah, thank you. And everybody who participated in sending messages to TikTok, we really appreciate that on Encounters. So we'll be setting that up. And he gave me the spelling. We're trying to get the spelling. You know what we're going to do? When we have the space being on Friday night, I'm going to ask him to spell his name. That's the best way to do it. I'm going to ask the space being to spell his name. And then we're going to get it on audio as he spells it in English. We will write it down because I think we're kind of getting it, but I think we don't have the name completely right. Hey, Brandy, good evening. Let's see. Hey, Marina Jacobs said she was a commander. Do you know her? I don't know who she is. Thank you for the crane. Thank you so much. Joey, good evening. Good to see you as well again. And let's see, Eddie Elements. Skara, I am Skara Raven Wolf from Cirrus C. Hey, Skara Raven Wolf. Welcome to Encounters, the spiritual UFO ET contact talk show. #1 talk show on social media. be on YouTube and everything else. This is where it's at. Hey, Kit Kat, thank you for the likes, blessings. Paul 345, K, thanks for the follow. Tom Glenn, welcome to our show. Good to see everybody here. We're amped up. Vicky Cardina, Boss 23680, Lisa, Louisiana. Lisa's probably in Louisiana. MBR, welcome to the show. Diana Stradler, good to see you. Steve Reno, I think it is. I try to catch the names. Annette, welcome to the show. G20. Good to have everybody in here, all the new people, all the regular people to our TV show. Take a seat in the studio. We have plenty of seats. Everybody get relaxed. Come on in. You know, have some tea, coffee. Me, I'm having my normal apple cider. I got a gallon of apple cider today at an apple orchard. Hey, Brandy, Lake Havasu, Arizona. Good to have you. Arizona has a lot of sightings. A lot of stuff going on. Not only that, sightings, but a lot of contacts. Lost in Space, Paul says. Andrea, welcome to our show. Nina, I'm crocheting. All right, Teresa. The ES, I see them. Oh, these I see. I think you're saying these or the ES or the E. You mean the ETs? I see them. I'm from Arizona as well. Wow, we got some people in Arizona. Ken, welcome to the show. Thank you, Anna. How can I send you some footage? Send me the footage. I'm going to give you the email. Send it to my email here on Encounters. Send it to my email. If you have footage, send it to me there for Encounters, and I'll review your footage. And we got Ohio says, hi, hey, Violetta, good to see you. Yeah, send me to that email, and the commander will look at it. Minnesota, good to have you with us. Hope it's not too cold out there. We're gonna bring some people in. My co-host, if he wishes to come on, is welcome. So also Grace. We got to bring our spiritual guidance person, Grace, on here. Carla, welcome to the show. Hey, folks, a beautiful night.
Hi, wow, Commander.
Like you didn't drop something, did you?
Yeah, no. No, I think you heard me put my teacup down.
Oh, wow, that got to be a big teacup.
Yeah, it is, no kidding. It is. Look.
That is a big teacup. Man, I must be psychic.
Yeah, look, it's got a message on it too. I don't know if you guys can see it. It's backwards, though.
What's it say in reverse?
Just let that shit go.
Oh, okay. I had to ask.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It's like a motto in the household.
There you go. So we have Grace here with us, our spiritual cosmic counselor. Has a lot of insights, myself, the host. And we're going to get into a lot of stuff. Now, John Connors will be back with his complete freedom on the 7th of this month, which is this week. On the 8th, which is a Friday, I told John I'm planning to set up the contact event for Friday night. So you'll be, after the show's over or tomorrow at some point, I'm just going to, actually, I might just set it up tonight for Friday. You'll see a video on TikTok. Please share it when I make it. And we're going to have contact on a certain frequency with our space being from the star system Sirius. The beings from the star system Sirius from this particular planet are light beings, and their spacesuits are not what I thought they were. I'm going to try to get a picture of a spacesuit of a light being that kind of gives you an idea of what kind of suits they wear on their ships when they travel. So I'm going to try to portray something. I'm going to try to get a vision of it. I don't know if I'm going to draw it or whether I'm going to just get a picture that comes close to what I think their spacesuits look like. I know some people would be interested in that, but we'll get a better idea of that soon before Friday. Hopefully, I can give you like a little idea of the visuals. Not that spacesuits are important, but they do have spacesuits.
That would be.
And I'm sure on their home planet they wear other clothing other than a spacesuit. Just like, we wear different clothing. Like if we go out to somebody's wedding, we're dressed up. If we go out to just go to a park or go on a hike, we wear casual clothing. I'm sure on their planet, they actually do the same thing. And we have somebody coming on, a special guest from the planet down under. Oh, here he is. Here he is. He's eating a carrot. And I think its name is James. Welcome to the show, Encounters, James.
I'm surprised you have your voice left, James, after that football game.
Didn't get, I'm not sure why I didn't get a notification. Hey, James, welcome to the show, man.
This is actually John Connor. I came through the portal and I'm with James now.
You sound like it.
Hello. Grace, were you watching last night?
Yes.
Did you see your twin sister?
Oh, yeah.
What show?
Last night.
On this show.
I saw myself.
No,
there was a woman from Alaska, James.
There's a woman from Alaska looked exactly like you.
Yep.
And she even had your voice without the accent.
Wasn't I on last night?
No.
Wait,
or maybe
yes,
you were on before I came on.
I think I came. Oh, she was on early in the show?
No, late.
I finished the show last night, though. It must not have been last night.
No, you missed a day because I was on last night.
Yeah. You weren't on the show last night. You were doing something else.
You had a time warp. We had a lady on that her mother was part of a mass abduction.
Oh my God. I actually think that woman's been on before, hasn't she?
Hey, thank you, Susan. No, this is the first time she was on the show.
She said it was her first time. It was the first time we heard this thing.
Oh, actually, last night was our anniversary. So.
Oh, congratulations.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah, thank you. So
happy anniversary.
We went out for dinner. We had such a cool weekend. We had a really great weekend. Oh, so I've been, I don't know. There are a lot of, I've been getting this a lot of doppelgangers of like people keep telling me that there are people that look like me everywhere.
Oh, this woman looked just like you.
That's wild.
Yeah. Splitting image of you. Other people saw her who know your face. She looked just like you. It's a woman in Alaska.
Oh, wow. How cool.
Yeah.
Maybe she's my half sister.
She could be. Maybe if she comes.
You might never know.
Well, you never know, right? Because I'm adopted.
Right.
Really?
Easily.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I have siblings out there too that I don't know.
She could be. That's really interesting, Grace.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah, she looked a little like you.
Yeah, it could be. So I wanted to tell you guys about the so I was looking up about the Congress vote, that's supposed to come up
on the UAP thing, right? What's going on with that?
Ready to battle that out. That's going to be happening very soon. So I don't know if anybody in the chat has like written a congressman or called or anything, but it'd be important to do that right now because that's going to it's funny.
My congressman is supporting it.
What's that?
My congressman is supporting it.
Yeah, it needs to happen. I mean, if it doesn't happen, it's going to really everything's gonna,
Right.
And this is a bipartisan thing. This isn't, don't put your political views into this. This is something that we all want.
Everybody wants it. It has nothing to do with people's parties. You need to contact as a matter of fact, Shai contacted me a few days ago. And I'm gonna recontact with her. I'm trying to get her on the show again. She's been so busy, but she had contacted me and wanted to talk to me, and I haven't had a chance to get back to her. So we have somebody who we've had conversations with on here on the show, sharing information about disclosure, and I'm sure she has plenty of stuff to tell us.
If you can get to a payphone, if you can find a payphone, Shai can call you.
Okay.
FYI.
Okay, payphone.
They're
Wow, where
hard to
do you find
find.
those? They're really, you'd have to go into New York City to find I don't think we have any payphones around here.
Oh, we have some in Connecticut somewhere. I'm sure we do.
Oh,
Why
I
can't she just? Well, I think if she called me on my
You
cell
know where you
phone, then they.
find payphones? At rest stops
Yeah, that's true too.
off
maybe
the highway.
I've never seen one up here, but I mean, I'm not looking. So you know, you could be absolutely right about that.
So, James, how'd she call you on your cell phone?
I cannot disclose that
Oh, come on,
information.
man.
I told you gotta go find a payphone.
Okay. Well, she wants to. That's why
Payphones
she
can
asked.
receive incoming calls.
Right. I'll have to ask her about that. Then I have to set up a schedule to figure out what payphone I'm going to do and what we have rest areas here, so I'll have to figure that out.
Yeah,
But
something else came up in the news that I thought was really interesting too, Commander, was the
mhm.
oxygen. I saw an article about oxygen being sent to and just make sure I get the correct lingo up here because I want to be sure that I have that right.
Mhm.
Okay. Robot chemists could create oxygen needed for I'm sorry,
Hmm.
colonizing Mars. I couldn't get it out.
Oh, really? The colonizing yeah, I can't even
Yeah,
speak English.
it's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah,
Yeah. So robot chemists could, and what's so interesting about it is they use the word
could.
create
Uh
oxygen needed for colonizing Mars. And I
yeah,
think
I
it's interesting.
Yeah, I'm Julie's saying, like, coming on Laura's show. I'm still trying to figure that out. We are going to get on Laura's show and take on YouTube. And in terms of colonizing Mars, that's the word I was trying to say. Every time I hear that they want to send something out there to colonize Mars, you're talking to the commander who came from Mars. And the fact of the matter is, I love it when these people in NASA and other groupings think they're going to colonize a planet that already has 10 to 15 million inhabitants living on the planet. So how are you going to colonize? How is it going to be colonizing Mars? I just can't believe it. They want to colonize Mars. It's not going to happen. You know,
Yeah. Listen, it's AI. It's an AI chemist,
an
and
AI chemist.
yeah,
See,
so the thing is that it's right now in the works,
I'm
which
sure it
is
is.
fine. But I gotta say this. I thought this was really interesting. You guys said you were on last night. I
Yeah.
looked for you. What time did you come on?
We were on late last night. I got on later than I normally do.
Oh, maybe
I
that's
wasn't.
why.
I wasn't on at the normal time. That's probably threw a lot of people off.
That's probably why
We had almost about 200 people before I went off last night.
Did you come on at like 2? I mean, I'm sorry, did you come on at like 12?
11:30.
Oh, because I looked for you. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
I looked for you and then that
Mhm.
woman came on. Isn't that
Yeah.
weird? It was like I was meant to see her or something.
Yeah.
That's so,
Coffee Time says I didn't even know you were from Mars. Yeah, we're from Mars. My consciousness before coming to Earth was I am from Mars originally. I am born here as a starseed. I define starseed as coming here physically in human form with parents here, but my consciousness and my understanding of Mars is complete. My understanding of Earth is complete because I live here. I work in Cosmic Christ Consciousness, and I work with the Ashtar Galactic Command before there was internet, and I'm a contactee. So that covers a lot of different areas about myself in a couple of short sentences. Yeah, but I am from Mars. That's why I know so much about Mars. And every time I hear about I can't even speak the word tonight. What is going on with that?
yeah, it's a
Uh,
tricky word. It's
it's
a
a
tricky word.
tricky word.
Oh my God,
You know,
what's going on with this,
he,
James?
he, uh,
Hey,
he's running a.
have you been partying? Did you go to the football game? You did,
Is that
didn't
what
you?
he went to the game?
Yeah, you've
He
been
was down,
partying.
but he was down the rabbit hole watching the game from the hole. He had
Mm-hmm.
he had front row whole seats at the game, and some spaceships came over the stadium.
I really did have good seats, actually.
I believe you.
Uh-oh.
I'm getting in the holiday spirit.
That's good. But you know what? In fact, the truth is that we have no right to try to colonize any planets anywhere in the universe, anywhere in our solar system. And I think we would all agree that that is something, you know, we're going to go to
Haven't we
some other.
learned from history about that? I mean, my God. Oh,
Yeah,
that
I
makes me
mean,
want to scream.
haven't we learned? We really haven't. The people we want to mess up other planets as not we personally, but our people that run all these powers on Earth want to go to other planets and say how we're going to make them a better place when we can't even take care of our own planet Earth. You know, it always amazes me coming from Mars how Earth people, not all people, but Earth people in power, these NASA people and all these other people think they're going to go out there, explore the universe, and mess up everybody else's planet, as if they're going to be invited to land their primitive spaceships, land on another planet, and say, "Here we are. We need this land right now because our planet's messed up. We want to mess up your planet. You don't mind if we build a couple of factories here? Oh, we also need to build a couple of skyscrapers and some shopping malls because people like to shop. So can we have can we go to planet Saturn, the Saturnian people? Do you mind if we set up a few shopping malls? We also want some parking garages. Also, we have to have. We also have.
I can
We
see it
also have.
now. Mars colonization, sponsored by
Right.
Starbucks.
Right, and by the way, we do
McDonald's.
have, we have to bring a KFC onto Saturn because everybody likes fried chicken. We'll have a
Wait,
drive-through, and
wait. The space beings love fried chicken. That is a fact, and it comes to us from the Masters of the Universe series, where Gwildor was getting down on the fried chicken.
and we have to give
And
people
ready.
also some good varieties of foods like Tex-Mex. We'll give them some maybe McDonald's. We'll have some golden arches on Saturn. So when people are going out of their homes in Saturn, instead of seeing beautiful landscape and the beautiful pristine planet they have, they'll see an arch everywhere about a mile away. So we have plans for outer space, folks.
I hear the Palladians love pumpkin spice.
We're gonna do it
Those
up. We're gonna make.
Palladians, you know them.
Yep, we're gonna make every other planet just like ours. Isn't that great? We want to show the world, the planetary systems, that we are advanced beings, and that we're going to show you that you have to come back to the way things should be. There should be a shopping mall in every single part of your planet, and we're going to teach you how to consume things, how to create money, how to create wealth. You have no money, but you need it. You really do. And we're going to tell you how to make money on your planet Saturn. I guarantee you, when we're done, your planet will be just like ours. And we'll control everything.
Imagine if in the council they bring the Earthling, somebody. Who would they get to represent them? Who would the elites get to represent
right.
Earth on the council? Would they send George Clooney?
Right. Who knows? Maybe.
Who would they send? Grace, who are you thinking? I don't want any of them representing us.
I know.
I think probably they went maybe Cheech and Chong, because they can make people laugh.
I'd have to think about that hard. I'd have to think real hard on that one. I don't really know who I'd like.
Beetlejuice from Howard Stern.
At least he's had a lot
Yeah.
of
Someone says Ozzy Osbourne. What we're really doing, folks, is what we're saying is these people are nuts in NASA and everywhere else. That we're joking about it, but we're really saying they cannot do it because they'll never be able to do it. They actually think they can do it, but thinking you can do something that you can't do that's all you're doing is thinking about it. You can be the smartest intellectual scientist in the world with your AI garbage, but you're not going to be going to Mars. You're not going to be going on up. They're not going to let you colonize that planet, nor any other planet. This is the stupidity of all these really brilliant people that they think they're going to colonize planets, and they have no idea who lives on those planets. It's
Yeah,
like,
they'll do it. The spiders from Mars will get them.
maybe.
I just feel like
I mean, have they been to Detroit?
I know.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, I've been there. Oh God, yeah.
I'm bringing,
Anywhere in the United States now, it's just
yeah.
little cities have just taken a real toll. Who do we
And
have
we
here?
got, we have Grill. He's been on my show before. Good evening. Welcome to Encounters.
Hello, sir.
Hey, Commander, how are you? And how's
We're,
everybody?
Hello.
Welcome to
Good.
you,
How are
everybody.
you? Welcome in.
yeah, we're kind of making kind of light of these people that they're thinking they're gonna colonize Mars, and they have no
Well,
idea that it's against universal law to colonize any other planet.
first of all, they ain't gonna be able to get there because they have to go in angles to get there. You can't go straight to anywhere, and you got to go as a spirit. You can't go as a human being or a piece of metal or a Maserati. That's the
That's right.
first thing. But the second, what I come across is they can sure misappropriate a whole bunch of money, acting like they're going there.
Oh,
Right.
yeah, absolutely.
That's right. Absolutely, that's what they do.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Well, I think that's part of the disclosure part of it that a lot of these senators and representatives are asking about. Like, first off, where is the money coming from,
Right.
and who's paying for all of this?
They
I
better
mean, we
start thinking where the money's going. This
we
is like
know
a
They
better
we
question.
they
know
just
what-
busted the Pentagon. They just busted the Pentagon with
yeah. What was it?
misappropriate-
$3.6 trillion.
Was it that trillions? Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
3.6
Yeah,
trillion.
33 trillion. 33 trillion.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, you got to imagine where that money was going to.
Yeah, of
Well,
course
to
you know
all-
where
to-
it's going. We
to
know where
all-
it's going.
All these
I'll tell you where it's going. I had when I was at
make believe trips to outer space.
right.
Well, but I'll tell you one thing that is true with our DoD content. This is absolutely true. We had a manned mission in the Midwest that was sent up months and months and months ago. This is true. I'm sure I even brought it on to us. This is true, and this is absolutely fact. We took a rocket. I'm going to use the word retrofitted it with reverse engineered technology. And we went from Earth up to where Jupiter is. We didn't go on to Jupiter. We went up to Jupiter and came back within 25 minutes. Now, for anybody who doesn't know this story, this is actually something that we've been able to do. We've done it.
Technology.
We have it. We've done it. But the public doesn't know this. We do. Those of us that were on the line with Shai on my show, we've actually been out that way and back. Wow, you got a lot of noise on your end. What's going on?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna drop. I gotta go back. I got about 4 more F-35 blades to finish over here.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay, man. Well, I appreciate you coming in. All right.
I was going to
All
tell
right, bro.
you, I was at the game today. We're going to fly over
all
there
right.
with the F-35s.
Go back outside. Okay, I'm back outside. Say that
there you
again.
go. No, now you sound better. Yes. So,
Yeah,
no,
I'm
it's just
outside.
Fly over.
we've been. Well, I was going to say that we've actually been towards Jupiter and back within 25 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, we have.
Wow.
We've already done it. A secret location in the Midwest. They showed off a rocket months and months and months ago, and we've been there and back. So people that think that we've not been to outer space, if you believe that, I'll sell you the Brooklyn Bridge for about a penny right now. I will. This is inside information I'm giving people. This is all inside information. National media, CNN, all those people, they don't even know this, but I do. Yep.
Well,
It was a rocket, yeah. Someone asked me if it was a rocket. Miss Kate, yes, it was. It was a rocket similar to like the rockets that we've sent up over the years from NASA in Cape Canaveral. They that have the big rockets with the little wings on them. It's something like that, and it was retrofitted to go. We had the technology. We sent it out there and came back within 25 minutes.
like a missile.
Yeah, like a missile.
No,
but a
Shai
ship.
said Shai said it was more like a craft, more like a
Yeah,
jet
craft.
plane than a rocket, but it was attached to a rocket.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Matter of fact,
Wow.
I'm going to take a chance and seeing if I'm shy. I'm going to try to get her on right now. Let me see if I can get her on.
Let
I
me.
have no idea
I'll
what she's
send her
doing.
a link too.
Yeah, this,
Well,
we
I'm
are
gonna close
live.
my I'm gonna close my mic though.
Okay. I'm just saying we are live. Come on in. On in. I'll see if she gets it. And I know if James sends it, she'll respond to him as well. So we're going to try to get Shy on here, our DOD contact right now. I don't know if she's going to be able to make it on, if she's sleeping or what's going on, but we're going to take a chance. Okay? We got to get her on here. There's too much
Yeah,
going on.
Carolyn, it was manned.
Yeah, it
It
was
surely
definitely man.
was.
And this is something everybody needs to know. We have already done this. We have a regular type of ship that was technically able, that they retrofitted it, whatever they did, that we have the technology to do this. They didn't land on Jupiter, but they went with one person. He was an Air Force pilot, and he went all the way out in this ship out towards Jupiter, came back to Earth in 25 minutes. Okay, 25 minutes. Think about this, folks. 25 minutes from going round trip from Jupiter to Earth.
I
All right, have
remember
you
we
ever
were
heard of
doing the math on it, and it was like 160,000 miles per hour.
160,000 miles per hour? Just
Or I don't even know how. I don't even remember, but I remember the number was ridiculous.
it was crazy. And you have to figure out what was this guy in that ship? How did he feel? Was he like okay? Was he dizzy by the time he came back? What the heck?
Well,
And how
remember,
many times?
she said that the previous, all the test flights
Mhm.
all resulted in the pilots, becoming vaporized,
Yeah,
and
I
that
think
they got the technology down to where the inside of the ship wasn't affected by the gravity or anything around it.
yeah, yeah. They had wasn't
Yeah.
wasn't there two missions that failed? Something happened to the pilots.
Yeah, they were vaporized.
They were vaporized, right? That's
Somebody in
right.
And
the
so, yeah, so everybody in the chat, it wasn't a portal. This was a direct flight.
Mhm.
Straight to it. Not a portal, not jumping, not skipping. It was
Right,
I mean, apparently
full
this
a
is
propulsion system.
right. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
That's absolutely correct.
This is what we're hearing. So,
You know,
Deborah,
and
you
there's
laying
still
down? Okay, honey.
And you
Deborah
and
said
there
know,
and there's
laying down.
what do you say?
Deborah said I'm laying down. She said.
I'm laying
Uh,
down.
Okay,
Okay.
Deborah. It's okay, honey.
I believe, and you know what? And I believe they're still doing these trips with a rocket with a pilot going there. I don't think they've stopped. We just don't have any updates yet. You know, Johnny Miller says, "I'm waiting for John Connor to teleport to you, Commander." That's in the works. Johnny Miller. I mean, we're going to. This is another thing because people are getting excited about this. He's working out the final thing on the technology, and I told him we have to do it in our friend's crystal shop. We have a metaphysical shop here in our community on a ley line. This is a really important ley line. And I went in there the other day, Saturday, and I told them what's going to happen. They were so excited and humble. I said, well, you have the ley line here. We're supposed to do it here. I said, I think we need to do it in your meditation room in the back end of the shop. And I said, what we're going to do is I'm going to have the camera on live on TikTok, and then I'll have John Connor coming through the Stargate opening into your shop. So what we're going to do is something that I'm sure world governments and NASA and everybody else is not too happy about what we're going to do. But I want to tell you folks now, what we're going to do is going to blow the lid off the cover up, blow the lid off of the ability to do what we're going to do. What will be done is that he'll be able to come through from Arizona into the shop within probably minutes.
Whoa, look at
Probably.
that.
Cute.
I never
Thank
saw
oh,
that.
Loretta.
Oh, thank
Thank
you.
you.
Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm on a trip in the palm trees and then the Alps or somewhere. I
I'm
don't
so
know where I'm
glad
going.
you're
Yeah, it looks like Switzerland.
Switzerland, maybe. So we are actually going to do this. I keep talking about it because it's real. What we do here on this show is real. Everything we do here is absolutely 100,000% real. That's the only way
Commander.
we're going to do it.
Where is the, can I ask where the metaphysical shop is or the name of the shop? I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
the name of the shop is called Hidden Gems. It's called, excuse me, Hidden Gem, like a hidden gem on
Okay.
Main.
Okay.
It's in my, and ooh, okay. So it's called Hidden Gem on Main, and it's a beautiful place. We know the owners and everything. We've known them for a long time, and it's just a very high energy frequency, and it's also on a ley line, an ancient ley line, and so the coordinates are going to be set up so that he'll come through in this. I call it a stargate. I don't know what else to call it for lack of a better word right now,
Yeah.
but he'll have it'll be like a mirror looking at a mirror, and the mirror will open up, and he will come through into the shop. And
Oh, awesome.
the same. So it's a
CNN.
two-way. It'll be a two-way opening. So let's say, for example, myself and my family are there, and everyone's there, and one wanted to crisscross back to Arizona through the opening. Loretta, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. We would be able to. Wow. Thank you so much. I would be able to walk right into the portal at his house on the other side of that opening within a nanosecond or whatever. I call it a nanosecond. But I think it could be two-way. They're directional. So it will be directional. You're probably right.
Ooh, I've just got the chills.
And so we're going to do this pretty soon. I don't know. It will tell you when it's ready to be done. A lot of people are asking me about this. I told I told my friend Greg, who doesn't have TikTok, I told him about this and how we're going to be doing this live with an opening of a galactic portal. I call it a galactic portal, but it's an opening. It's a directional opening. You're right. It's a directional opening for him to be able to come through, but he will also be able to transport himself back to Arizona to his house in Arizona. He won't have to take a jet, a plane, or a taxi, or a bus, anything.
It's prototype technology, so I'm already picturing he's gonna come through the portal, and then things on Arizona side are gonna mess up, and shoosh, the portal shuts down, and he's like, "Well, Commander, you're gonna have to get me a plane ticket home.
Well, and the other thing I've been getting,
We'll be going alive and taking up a fund."
I'm bringing on another wonderful person here,
We'll put him
Hi.
on.
Alaria.
Let's put him
Hey,
on
good
the
evening.
bus
Welcome to the
stand.
show.
Hello.
Put
How's
him on the
everybody
Hey,
doing?
So
Hey,
what
do
is
you want to?
going on with something about wanting to contact John Connor? You have the coordinates? What was that I saw?
Yeah.
So Alaria, she says that she might have. She's trying to collaborate with John, and I know she's been trying to get a hold of John for a while.
Well, he and I, okay. I was on live with him at one point, and we were playing with everything, and we went through a portal ourselves that evening on live. So it's not so much that you feel like it's a physical step through, but simply everything kind of shifts around you, and you're like, I'm somewhere else. Oh crap! You don't even notice it. There's no like tearing space time that you feel. You don't step through anything. Everything shifts around you.
Sounds
There was an interesting pattern of light. You could see the codes. The refraction was perfect. I said, "Show me the tunnel." He tilted it just the right way. Boom, we were there. And we were actually
Really?
having spirits come through, like there were shadows on the wall, everything, and he was channeling. It was insane. I would love if he had the replay. I've got some photos. Hi.
that
Yes,
sounds scary to me.
it was
Yeah, we're
cool,
gonna
but
be.
only because
We're gonna.
Like that.
Yeah,
only
we don't
goes
want
the
the
good way.
spirits coming through.
Mm,
Yeah, but we're
It
gonna.
was Robin
This one is.
Williams. Come on, it's Robin Williams.
no.
Yeah,
we
but
don't-
what we're going to do is be very specific galactically and
Yes.
spiritually and cosmically. So we're not going to allow any of that. What we're going to do is way
Right.
different. He's
We were
building an
kind of just
actual.
playing around. So, but the thing I wanted to say is
Yeah.
that they go one way, but the fact is that you're opening it yourself, which means that it's kind of like ripping a hole and then stepping through and closing it behind you real fast. You can't just leave them open. And so you're going to have to open one to get back. He can do that, absolutely. Since he opened one to get there, he can open one to get back, no problem. But they go one way. You can see through to where you're going, but if you turn around, you can't see where you came from.
Well, what he's doing now, and I can share this, he's building a technology that's physically technology that
Mhm.
will allow him not only to come through here, he'll be able to go back to Arizona
He's
too.
building an
It's going to
actual
be,
portal. So this is where I'm saying that he should contact me. I get what he's doing, but I know how to do it from the old way it was done with selenite, and it doesn't need to be done with metal or any type of technology that requires wiring or any electricity at all. It's just crystal and consciousness.
right. But the thing is, and this is one of my big things here in the
Mhm.
Christ consciousness part of my field,
Mhm.
there can't be just, one of the things I will not do is play around with portals. That's the one big thing I will not do. Even if they're good, what I teach people is and John knows this, what we're going to be doing when he has this thing finished, and I have a
Blessing
lot of
it, yeah,
selenite here,
making sure it's consecrated and it's white gold or higher. Yeah, absolutely.
and we're also making sure that, and I will also make sure that the Ashtar Command, my space brothers, who I've been in touch with for years before the internet,
Mhm.
they will be actually that day. I'm going to make sure that all of them have ships and coordinates where we're going to be. I'm going to have like 2 or 3 ships
That location.
coordinated over the
Mhm.
shop, about 10,000 feet above the actual shop. I will have them there in a nanosecond. I'm just making sure that when he comes through, he's protected.
Mhm.
And I'm going to make sure we have 3 or 4 ships there above above, like he's saying, above the station, above the metaphysical shop.
Well, I would love to metadimensionally hover in the quanta for you then to fucking bridge it.
Yeah. So I really have very specific things that the Kadar Manka is telling me. He's guiding me on this all the way,
Mhm.
and he says the Astro Command is very disciplined about this. They don't want
Yeah.
anything to be. They don't want us to screw up this. So they're saying when he does this, we're going to make sure he's protected. There'll be no other beings coming through, no other spirits coming through. It's going to be very, very specific and protected in the highest vibrational frequencies
Of course.
that no one else will be able to go through. So, yeah, as you understand, and I know you do, that's the way it's going to be coordinated. So it's a very specific thing where he's going to come through. And I already have the visions in my head. I already can envision it. They've given me downloads on this. When he comes through, it'll be an experience that no one will ever forget. And we're going to broadcast it live. So I'm really
I have a
I'm
lot of
one
people
these
in the
people.
comments that are getting a little upset that I'm trying to get involved. Commanders and John's gig only. I understand this. I work with Ashtar Command. Is the reason I'm saying that I have variables. I work with this hyperspace and portal technology intimately. That's where I come from. He's from Mars. I'm from the other dimensions, parallel realities.
Right. And
Metadimensional traveler.
and again, I appreciate that, but I really have to be very, very specific in what I'm doing. And I'm just going to keep it that. Not that I don't honor what you're saying. I just have to keep on course with what I'm doing, and that's what I'm going to do. I've never been guided in the years anywhere else other than where I'm supposed to be, doing what I'm supposed to do. And I'm sure that's the way for you in your life mission. You are guided to where you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do. We all are. So we all have different perspectives and missions, but I have to do this way because it has to be done this way. They keep
Of
telling
course,
me,
I wasn't
Commander.
saying to do it any other way.
I know you aren't, and I appreciate that too. And I'm not getting down on anything. I'm just giving clarification of, because you brought it up. I appreciate that. I'm giving clarification as to, how this is going to work. It's going to be exciting, but I also want to make sure when he
Well, I
comes
guess then just
through.
confirmation from somebody who's worked with it for years. You got it. Pretty down pat. Be careful.
No, yeah. Yeah, I'm not worried about being careful. I've got the whole thing figured out. For me, my consciousness is like when I'm on here, my consciousness goes so fast. Sometimes I have to slow it down just to get perspective. But I pick up things in a nanosecond.
Quanta.
That's
Yep, that's the thing. And thoughts go faster than the speed of light. So its downloads are almost like retroactive. You already know before you know.
No, I do appreciate it. So I do appreciate coming up here mentioning that. But you'll be able to see it for sure. It's going to be interesting. and it's going to be done the right way galactically. The command wants to make sure that it's done the right way. They keep telling me, Kadar Manka, my contact for many years before the internet, I don't channel anything. I'm a telepathic communicator.
Right.
And he's telling me, Commander, keep doing what you're doing. Everything I told you to do, you've done it the right way. Keep doing it the right way. And I said,
I haven't
okay.
been
I mean,
around, so I'm glad that to hear you're doing so advanced, man. Like, you remember me, right? It's Chic Janine.
yeah.
Okay,
I remember
good. For the
Yeah,
crossover,
surely.
some people kind of lost my name and they were like, "Who's this crazy person?" But
Yeah.
just the same old crazy.
Yeah, same old crazy. I understand that. But I love everybody. It's all about the love frequency.
Hmm.
And it's just going to be something that the command wants me to do properly with John. And it's just like my communications that happened in my house with the space being from Sirius. That was very real. And I have to do things a certain way with that now because, they've been trying to reach me for years and I wasn't listening. I thought I figured it all out. But even the commander, like I've told people, I don't know everything. I don't think if anyone says they know everything and they're the know everything person, don't trust it. I don't know everything. I'm learning
If
more
you know,
stuff
you know, you
about,
don't know.
I'm learning more about the space people from this planet than I've ever learned before. They're here. I'm getting information constantly now that they want to take us on their ship. So now I have to figure what that's all about. And I get that telepathically. I'm getting it from my contact off planet that they want to eventually take us on their ship. And I say, well, where are they going to land their ship? What kind of ship are they going to land? Where are we going to meet them? So there's a lot there's a lot I have to think about now. I didn't have to think about this before, but I have to think about it now, right? I have to think about it now because it is on my mind. It's like something I go about my day, I do my work during my day and I have my crystals in my office and I concentrate on the earth-based people, but I also think about the people from that star system, from that planet. And I think about how excited they are, and they are excited. And I'm saying, okay, I want to be the best representative I can on this planet with them. And I know there are forces. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I know there are people that are probably in government that know this is going to happen. And I don't care because I never did care. I don't care what people think.
And they're not against it, honestly. They're just kind of watching and
they're watching,
gently supervising, At this stage in the game, we have our alien friends all throughout the government steering it lightly, not forcing anything, but guiding, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything's happening for the greater good.
And I think UFO wants to come in here. We're going to bring UFO in, one of our friends on the box. So we're going to continue onward and upward, folks. And I appreciate it. I know you are. I appreciate you coming on here and sharing some stuff. All right.
Missionary charter, we do. Have you heard of the Emerald or Paladorian covenants? I'm with the Emerald Guardians, so just wanted to let you know, we out here. They got your back. Absolutely.
All right.
To the end.
Oh, yeah. Many blessings to you. Thank you for coming on for a few minutes.
Thank you, my friend.
And we're gonna get UFO UAP in here on encounters. And let's see here. UFO. Hey, brother, how you doing?
Good. How you guys doing? The screen is all black. I can't see nobody. I can only hear you guys.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's pretty weird.
How's it
Yeah.
going?
I wanted to share with you what happened to me last week, and those demons, they attacked me really hard, and I almost committed suicide because they came in. Yes, they wanted me to go with them, and I was going through some stuff, and they took advantage of that. And that happened last week, and I was sick for 4 straight days with suicidal thoughts.
Well, that's crazy. What beings were they? I'm telling you right now, if you're going to say the beings we've been in touch with, no, not the same group.
No, of course not. No. These are dark beings. They are dark beings.
Oh, dark beings. Oh, okay.
Yes.
And
And
that happened.
yeah, they started attacking me because we was in another page and we was talking about it, and some lady opened up a portal, and I was giving out messages that I was getting from Gabriel, and all of a sudden my mind changed, my thought changed, and my body energy just became outrageous, like very angry. And in my head, I can hear him just telling me, I needed to leave the planet because like the people here is not good for me and stuff like that. That went on for 4 days straight, and I
Hmm.
almost did it. And thank God, I started praying to Jesus, and I told Gabriel, I said, "What's going on? Why am I being attacked in my head? You guys are
Yeah.
supposed to be around me. You guys are supposed to be protecting me." And things started changing little by little, but it took 4 days for my
Yeah.
energy and my mind to change.
Well, now you know not to get involved in those lives anymore. Just, sometimes you
Yep.
go through something. I never will go in a live where people are playing around with different energies. I don't do it. I mean,
I,
I
I was
can,
just
I can,
I was just trying to help, because there was a lady under
yeah,
stress, and then I was trying to help, and I said, okay, I'm gonna communicate with Gabriel or some of my light brothers, and I did that. But I guess when I opened that up, the other lady had something else open to the dark side, and she was getting
right.
information
See,
from those beings, and then I guess some of those beings jumped over to my channel, and they came in my head, and they started messing with me for four
right.
days straight.
Well, let me,
My
let me,
body
let me
was
explain.
hurting.
Let me explain something. This is why I never get attacked. And I'm going to tell you why. I work with Christ consciousness. I work with the highest levels I work with the Ashtar Command directly. I am protected 24 hours a day. I protect myself. Not only they protect me.
Yeah, but Commander,
I
not all of us are with the Ashtar Command, and what he's experiencing is real.
I know it's real.
And honestly, that's why I have to regulate myself on lives and on TikToks,
Right.
because it could be people watching, it could be somebody planting something, there's
Right.
energies,
Oh
all of
yeah.
that. We have to really protect ourselves. And right there, what he's telling you guys is proof that you might be in it with good intentions. Your heart might be in the right spot, and you might be
Right.
trying to help somebody and all of that
Right.
stuff. But you know what? There's some dark crap out there, and we've got to
Right.
make sure we're protected. And even he is a strong believer of Christ, and
Right.
he said it. He believed that his angels were there to protect him, and they
Right.
let him down almost.
Right.
And that's because in his mind, he was doing the right thing, but he also
Right.
opened up his own little mini portal for them to come in.
Right.
So, these channelers and all of this other
Yeah.
crap, y'all got
Right.
to watch out for it. And
You
don't
do,
fall
but
for the trap.
That's
that's right.
correct.
And the reason, and this is the answer to exactly what you're saying. This is very something. Look, I've been tripped up before by people that weren't who they were, but when you're doing on live with Facebook or YouTube or TikTok, there's only certain places I'll go where I know there are people that are at the same frequency. If as much as you want to help someone like that, now you've learned the lesson not to go in those
Yes.
rooms anymore. Sometimes the hardest lesson to learn is you can't help everybody that's like that. You sometimes have to skip that person and just stick with the people that are operating at a frequency like we're operating here. We don't let anybody in here that's of a dark frequency. We'll kick them out here in 2 minutes. They're going to be kicked into the universe, and the commander has done it before, and they will never ever be able to come back. I just don't allow it. Nothing
And
like
it's
that.
very easy to get baited into
Right.
like a situation where you want to help people, and you want to
Yeah.
you feel like it could be very innocently done too,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm.
you really just, go in and like we are ultimately, when we put ourselves in a situation where we expose ourselves to those types of things, we become
Right.
vulnerable.
Yeah. You know.
And Commander's absolutely right about not getting involved with those things because
No.
it's just there's a protocol, there's a way to do this in a safe manner that we can't listen. We are dealing with unseen forces that we know really, we think we know what they are. We really don't. And
Not
so,
always.
go ahead.
No, I said not always. We're not always sure who they are. But,
Exactly.
since we're good people, we think, it's our brothers of light. But they might be busy doing something else, and the other guys come in and they hurt us.
Well, we
Right.
don't
But
need
that's
And you
to
know
be
what
but
afraid
what
of
happens?
these
but
people.
what I
Go
wanted
ahead.
to say what I wanted to say really, really, really strongly here is that if you go into a room of a spiritual chat on TikTok, and there's a lot of them, you don't know who's who. You really don't, right? You don't,
Correct.
be honest.
Correct.
Nobody knows. But why would you go into a situation where there's a mixed energy of people? Because that's exactly where that's going to happen, because the person hosting it is not saying what kind of people they want. Say, hey, all you spiritual people, come on in here. We don't say that on this show. If I get one iota of a sense that there's somebody in here that's not who they are, I take them out in 2 seconds. I'm guided that way. I don't allow it. When people think you have to be vulnerable and allow things to happen, no, you don't have to be vulnerable. You have to be conscious. You have to be not only conscious, but you have to put a protection around you, like a bubble, no matter what you do. Because if you go out into the world and you walk on Earth and you're walking down a street in New York City, there's all kinds of energies going by you. Now, if you're going to start your morning and going out, you need to be conscious and say, I wish to have a protection around me that nothing will affect me. No energies around me will affect me. And if you do that every day on a daily basis, including when you go on YouTube or Facebook or whatever, and you're doing a live or going live, if you don't do that every day, that's like meditation. If you do that at first, you will never, ever you can never be attacked. If you don't allow yourself to be vulnerable, you'll never be attacked. If you allow yourself to be a vulnerable, loving person, then you're opening the doorway for problems. So people need not to be vulnerable. They need to be not vulnerable. They need to know what they're doing. And I've learned over the years, working in the conscious levels that I work in, I'm very disciplined in what I do. I teach people when I do my workshops how to protect themselves when they're going off planet, how to know who they're communicating with. People need to always ask questions, and I never go into a general, on TikTok, I stay with my show and maybe one or two other places that I will go to. I know the people that are going there, but for the most part, I pretty much stay where I am with the show here because I have a mission to complete. And this show is, I try to keep the show at the very highest levels of light. I got good moderators. I got a great co-host. I've got great people, Chesno, Grace, James, and we all care about each other. And so I care about everybody. I'm not going to I won't let any negativity, any dark energy, anything get in here. And if any words come up about people that were practicing it, I will kick them right off the show. I don't want any of that garbage here at all, ever.
Right.
It never, So I'm just saying, because I love you, brother, I'm just trying to give you some help.
I love you too, Commander,
Well,
and I have learned my lesson real quick, because even my wife and my daughter told me that my face changed. My face changed, and I was being aggressive. Whenever I asked for something, I was being aggressive. I wouldn't smile, and my body was stiff. It was hard, like I was a hard person. And inside my head, it's just them voices over and over and over and over, let's go home, let's go home, let's go home, do it, do it, do it. And I'm like, what is going on? After the third day, I just broke down and cried. I started talking to Jesus, and I said, please, my Lord, I know this is not you guys. This is horrible. This is bad. My family don't recognize me no more. I need help. And that's when they came in, and I felt something hug me, but it was a peaceful hug. Like I felt this clean energy just come in me, and then I just broke down crying. I just broke down crying, and I asked for forgiveness, because I knew it was the other show that I was watching, and I was trying to help that lady, but they were doing some funny stuff.
You should never. Now not to go in rooms like that anymore. That's a lesson.
Yes.
The commander's giving you some information, because I work in the Christ consciousness, and I'm getting strongly from Kadarmanka. Tell him, Commander, never to go in rooms like that again. He's telling me, because he loves you. He tells me, don't go in those rooms again.
Ever again.
and
Never again I would do that.
Somebody asked in the chat, how does it happen? How can we know when it's happening? And Luis is here, so I'm gonna have him maybe confirm what I'm gonna say, is because what happens is we have this overwhelming sense and feeling that we have to help people. We're here on a mission and all of this. So what happens is, in that feeling, when the darkness and when the demon, or whatever you want to call it,
Whatever it is.
when it's trying to seep in, you are going to start feeling invigorated more to help other people. You're going to say, "Oh, I got to get out there and help. Oh, I got to get out there and expose myself to these people." And then you're going to feel this feeling of intoxication. You're going to feel this empowerment. And within that
Yes.
empowerment, within that intoxication is when that evilness is going to come in. So can you confirm, while you were trying to preach and help this lady, did you feel that feeling?
Yeah,
Yes, that is
you did.
correct, James. I felt that immediately. It changed my entire energy, and I just stopped smiling. I just stopped
Right.
dead on the track. And
Yeah.
when I left that show, I was not me no more. I was not me no more. I
Yeah.
was just being very, very serious and aggressive for everything.
Yeah.
Even when I talk, and my
Yeah.
wife said, "What is going on?" I said, "I have no idea. Leave me alone." I just, I
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
aggressive for 3 or 4 days until I broke down crying. I said, "Please, Jesus, please, Gabriel, please, can you hear me? This is not you
Yeah.
guys. I can feel it's dark and it's telling me to do stuff to myself, and I don't want to
Yeah.
go. I don't want to leave my family behind." And then I just felt
Yeah.
this hug, like a clean hug, and I just broke down, really, really sad, crying,
Hmm.
crying, crying
Yeah.
for a long time,
And remember,
and it went away.
those dark entities are going to target us people that are trying to spread love and light and have big hearts and open hearts. We're going to be targeted harder than somebody who's already living in darkness, because the darkness already has a capturement of their soul. So we're the
Correct.
ones that their souls they're trying to get. And everybody keep their
Yes.
guard up. Like Commander was saying, there are so many light workers that are just full of crap. There are so many people out there that are full of crap and making themselves seem like mad.
Right.
And
They're evil.
you guys have to have the discernment. If
Right. It's like if you
you're
have a
saying, just
cover.
keep it moving.
Right, just it. And we'll move on to some of the more positive things, but this is what's important to talk about this on the Encounter Show. If someone, there's so many people that will say they're enlightened, that they're
there's so many people
where is that coming from?
enlightened that
Echo. Sounds like
Okay.
echo.
Oh yeah, I think it was Grace. Were you
I don't know
echoing?
what happened. Just
That was
something.
weird. Okay. But basically, there's a lot of people out there who will say they're light workers, they're lovey-dovey, and they're on all the social media, but that's the cover. When they start providing energy that is negative, you have to disconnect from them. You have to use discernment. It's so important. It's just like when I tell people, when they see a UFO or a spaceship coming at them, and they're telling me about an encounter, and that ship comes closer and closer, and they get out of their car to check it out and see what's going on with it. If you feel like an icky, ugly feeling about that spaceship, you go away from it because you know it's not positive. If you feel and you see a beautiful ship or a ship coming to you, and they stop and hover, and you get out and you see this other ship, and the other ship, you feel this beautiful, loving energy. You don't feel sick or anything. Then you know the difference of the energy. It's all about energy. And if the energy is no good, you get away from it. If the energy feels really good and it's real, I mean, not fake energy, but real energy, then you know what you're dealing with. But you always have to use protection. You always have to use protection.
Energy never lies.
So,
Yeah.
Luis, let me ask you this: how are you feeling now? Are you feeling? Because you still sound like you're a little bit upset.
Yeah.
I want you to be. There's a really wonderful prayer that I'd love you to use called the Epiphany of the Doors.
Okay, and where do I get
You ever heard of
that prayer?
it?
No.
You can Google it.
Okay. Let me
Okay, and
write
then you can chalk the letters on your doorways in your house as well, and do that once per week.
Well, starting yesterday, I started feeling different and I started smiling. I started
Oh, good.
laughing more. And my
Good.
wife and my daughter are saying that I look happy. And I said, I am happy. I feel really, really happy. I don't feel like last week. Last week, I was
Good.
feeling really
That's good.
horrible.
It's an icky feeling, isn't it?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
icky. It's really, it's all fun and games until,
Yeah.
you have that experience.
Yeah.
Until you get hit yourself, like, yeah, you understand that, oh man, that is not for me. I don't
Yeah,
think so. But
exactly.
They do come in and they attack anyone who is light, anyone who is full of love for others. They don't like that. So they want to
Yeah,
attack you personally so you can maybe commit suicide. That's their main goal. They want you to
yeah.
commit suicide so you don't
Well,
share
Exactly.
well,
that love and energy no more.
well. You
And you
know
got to
what?
push that away. Push
You
that
know
away.
what? Now that we know that, we can let go of that energy. So we're taking a minute. We're going to take a deep breath. We're going to do this right now so we can just let go of it out of your
Yes.
thoughts because it's still in your thoughts. You got to let go of it.
Let it
Okay.
So I asked that.
go. Let it
Okay. So I'm
go.
asking that the Christ, I'm going to do something here with the palm of my hands. I have to do this. I'm asking the Christ that as a conduit of the Christ to work with UFO, UAP right now. We're going to send in 3. I don't even have to do any rituals. I don't do rituals. I just do it. I ask the Christ to come in me, come through me, to send him healing energies through his body, to clear out any vestiges of the negativity in his consciousness. Close your eyes. Clear your mind. Don't think about anything right now. I'm going to send some energy right through. Okay?
Okay.
In a couple of seconds, you're not going to have any of this garbage going on in your consciousness because it's still affecting you. I ask that God take this. I'm giving this up to God. I don't receive anything or keep it. I'm giving it up to God right now. Nothing stays with me. It has to be let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. I ask the Christ to give this to God. I ask the Christ to give us to God. It's not in me. It's not around me. It's not on me. This is going back to God. It's gone. It's gone. The energy is gone. The room is clear of any of these thought forms. This energy is gone. How do you feel?
Amazing. Amazing.
I needed that too.
Thank you, Commander. I felt that.
You know, and this is, I don't always do this on this show. When I came to Earth, I mean, only recently this year did I know I had the ability to be a conduit. I didn't know I was a conduit for the Christ. When I talk about Jesus Christ, I talk about Jesus in a cosmic way, not in a religious way. When the Christ comes through me, he is an orange golden form, brilliant orange golden form. He has no beard or anything. He's just a brilliant orange golden form. So I did that for your brother because I had to do that because you're too fixated on it. I had to clear the energy and give it back to God, and that's exactly what I did. How do you feel?
I feel free. I feel free. And I just felt these I felt like a light come to my back. Like through the
Yeah,
back side of my neck. I felt that light come in.
yeah. Jesus went in with his energy into your body. He told me he cleared out all the energy. There was some vestiges of what happened to you. He cleared it up, and we gave it back to God. You're
Thank you,
good
Commander.
now.
Thank you, Commander.
And I am telling you, do never ever go into any chat rooms where they're having mixed energies with people with problems. Stay away from them.
I'm going to. I haven't gone in there since that happened. And when I'm in TikTok or Facebook and I see stuff like that, I just keep scrolling really fast. Like, no, I want nothing. I don't want none of it.
Yeah, you got to, man. Listen, I saw you in a live a few days before that happened. And you know what? It might have even been the same live. I saw you in a live, and I said to myself, "No, I can't believe he's in that live. I can't believe he's in there with those wackos."
That must have been it. Yeah, I was just
Yep,
trying to help that
last
lady.
week.
You know that lady.
All right, so we're going to move on from that
But
because
we're good
now
now.
Yes,
we're
yes,
good
yes,
now.
yes.
We're
It's
good.
good.
Hallelujah. Praise Jesus.
Yeah.
We're good. Let's talk about some UFOs.
All right,
Let's go.
and we have Rachel here. Rachel has been on before. Hey, Rachel. Good evening. How you doing?
Brings out.
I'm good. I'm glad to be up here. You were in my live last night, which went quite well, but but it doesn't beat tonight's live. Like I went live and I had Miss Positively Groovy, a queen.
What's that?
Roses.
So
Yeah. So, there's a lot going on and getting a little bit more back on track. I just want to give people some updates. Friday night, we're going to be doing a live in contact with our space brother, And we're trying to get the name right. So I'm going to, when we have contact Friday night, I'm going to ask him to spell his name in English, because we're trying to get the name, but I think we're getting the name slightly right, but not completely right. So we're going to try to get the name of the space brother on the spaceship that we're communicating with correctly in terms of that. We'll be doing this with radio frequencies. John Connors will be back on TikTok by the 7th. On the 8th, which is Friday night at 11 o'clock, we'll be doing a special contact broadcast. And please let people know. I'll have a video being posted. I'll be putting it up by tomorrow night on Monday night at the latest. And it'll alert people to what we're going to be doing with frequency. So this will be quite interesting. Whatever people's notions are or thoughts are as an Earth human, how this works, get all your preconceived notions and theories out of the window, because throw it out the window, because we have contact and there are different frequencies that the space people work on. And when we hook up on this radio frequency, there'll be static coming in, a certain kind of static. Grace has heard it. James has heard it. Some of you have heard it. There'll be a certain static. And when that happens, they will speak. John Connors and I are working together. He's got a technology that he is almost completely finished with that has translated the space being's voice. So we're able to now translate it into the English language of their language, and it can be translated so we will understand exactly when they speak what they're saying. So you're in for, I know UFO UAP on this subject, when our space brother came in on radio, on a frequency through static, you were able to translate what he was saying, even though I couldn't even understand it. You did understand it. You remember that, right?
Yes.
So I want you to stay focused on that, because that was interesting that people on the live were able to understand English, and I couldn't even understand what he was saying. That was kind of interesting. But I think we're going to have a great show. We're going to eventually have physical contact. I'm very much have a confirmation that it will be physical. It's going to be, for them, a very exciting, for their civilization. They're excited to meet us. I think it's going to be, they want to meet John Connors and myself physically. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know. This is where I don't know. You see, this is where I don't know everything at all. And I don't know everything. I don't know how they're going to do it. I know they have spaceships. I know they can travel wherever they wish to travel. I just don't understand yet how that's going to happen. But when I do know, I'm going to tell people on here when it's going to happen. I just don't know when. I know it's going to happen soon. I think it'll happen I think it's going to happen sometime next year. I don't have a particular date or month or time frame. We're just going to have to wait. But I can guarantee you there's something that's going to happen. I keep getting it. They keep telling me it. They keep telling me it. It's just the way it is.
That's correct.
In some ways, I'm somewhat speechless when it comes to this, because it blows my mind. It blows my whole consciousness to a whole nother level, right? When you think about these things, you think about the beauty. And you notice how quickly time is going, how the seasons are going very quickly. Has anybody noticed how quickly everything is speeding up?
Yes.
Really. Everything is speeding up constantly. Now we're in winter, what's supposed to be winter, right? Everything is speeding up so rapidly, you can't keep up with it anymore, right? What do you think that is? What do you think everything on Earth is speeding up?
I believe we're
Any
moving
answers?
to the next level.
That's right.
To the next
We're
level
moving.
of consciousness.
Right. We're moving into the next level of consciousness.
Correct.
And James says, I feel a slowing or calming, and that too. And you will feel a calming, which is part of the whole thing. So what James says is accurate. Things are calming down. And would you?
I do, Commander. I also feel the same way. I feel like things are slowing down. Just quickly want to mention this.
Yeah,
I think because we've become, we're becoming more aware of and less aware of time. So we're not paying attention to the time. Like we don't know the dates. Earlier on in the show, you didn't know what the date was.
right,
I don't look at dates. I don't look at the time. I don't wear a watch.
right. Me neither.
I
I don't
can
wear
look
any
at
watch.
the sun
No
and
watch
tell
here.
what time it is. So as a collective, I think people are just trying to check out. At least
Right,
people are becoming more in tune.
right.
I think that's it. But the rate of and the speed of the rotation of the Earth is also speeding up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, everything is. And when I say things are rapidly changing, I'm talking about frequency. I'm talking about vibrational change. I'm not talking about things are speeding up because you're getting one way or the other in your life. I'm talking about the fact that
Frequencies of speed.
I think you're getting some noise there, UFO UAP on your
Is that you, Jane?
end.
It's my wheelchair. I was moving
Your
around.
wheelchair. Oh, you're moving your wheelchair around. Okay.
Jane,
So
is
you
that
Yeah, I have
know.
a wheelchair. I got a wheelchair inside my house, but the floor is wood, so you can hear a little cracking.
Oh, okay. So when I talk about speed or speeding up, I'm not talking about us like running down the street or driving the car real fast. I'm talking about actual vibrational frequency is speeding up. We're going into a
Energy.
much higher frequency. Yeah, we're going into a higher frequency on the planet. And as we go into higher frequency, even though we have billions of human beings on Earth, we have billions of people that are awake. Now,
Yeah.
should everybody be awake? It'd be great if billions and billions of humans were awake. We know that's not actually the way it is, but it doesn't mean they can't be. There might be people in the groupings of billions that are waking up every day that we have never met yet, and I'm sure people are waking up and their
Yeah.
vibes are getting higher.
It's
I
the
have every
Doppler
understanding of
effect.
that.
It's the Doppler effect. It's the R341. Like I think Levick mentioned that earlier in the chat somewhere.
And Grace, I'm bringing up a person that looks just like you. I'm bringing up your twin if she
I heard
comes
that.
on.
I don't have a twin though.
No,
But
she does not
I
look
have a
like
doppelganger
Grace.
maybe, but not a
She
twin.
kind of looks like you a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey,
I've
wait, did
been told
I
in the
miss
chat.
Rachel? Did Rachel talk yet, or did I miss that? Sorry,
No,
guys,
Rachel's
I was
here.
I
connecting.
think Rachel said something earlier.
She did.
Where was
She did.
Rachel?
She wants a
Rachel's
twin
here.
to go to work for her. Me too, Rachel.
Yeah, please. That would be good.
So,
I wanted a twin in high school. It would have been great to have a twin. Wouldn't that have been cool?
Remember that movie with Michael Keaton where he like cloned himself, and each time he cloned himself, the clones got like worse and worse.
oh yeah, I think I don't remember that movie.
It was a funny movie. It was really good.
Do you know the name of it?
Multiplicity.
Multiplicity.
I really liked Freaky Friday. Freaky Friday was so cute when they switched.
Oh yeah. Oh, the
monsters.
I
sister
always
switch.
loved those movies, like the one with the parents switch and when the kids switch. Now they got a new one where the whole family switches. I love those movies.
So fun.
Yeah. I watched some. There was one where a kid went to this little glass thing, and it had this face in it, and he put the thing in, and he switched with the other person, and they switched their ages, and he became like he was head of a company. I don't remember the name of the movie. And then at the end, he goes back to being a kid again. I just don't remember it. But anyway.
I just watched a crazy movie recently where they make people small, really tiny.
Are you talking about that
Downsizing.
comedy?
Yeah, downsizing.
Yeah,
it's
I
called
saw that.
downsizing.
Yeah, I like the girl.
Oh, Zoltan.
the
Yeah,
one who
Tom
goes
Hanks.
over one leg.
Tom Hanks, Zoltan. That was the movie. Yeah. With Tom
Big.
Hanks, he becomes a kid.
Did anybody see that movie, Downsizing? Did you guys like
Yeah,
it?
what do you think about that concept of that whole, selling everything as a big person and then consolidating to a small person and living in
They're on
luxury?
the train. They were all on the train, and you could see like all the tiny little people on the train.
And do you remember Rick Moranis, the comedian, when he was in a movie where they shrunk the kids?
Oh, yeah.
That was another one. There's a
Rachel,
lot
I
of
cannot
movies
hear
Also
you.
so cute,
about
Honey, I
shrinking.
Shrunk the Kids.
Yeah,
That one is called Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. The Kids.
yeah.
Honey, I
That
Shrunk
was
the
a funny
So
Kids.
movie.
cute, so
I
You
cute.
know,
remember.
and
So
that
cute.
brings
But
me to
I
another.
learned something really interesting today. Okay, so you know Dan Aykroyd, who wrote Ghost. You know, I didn't realize that his parents were into the paranormal.
Well, he's
Yes,
into
he's
the
big
UFO.
into the occult.
His
Dan Aykroyd is
parents
really
were.
big. He's big into the UFO thing too. Dan
Yeah,
Aykroyd
his
is.
parents though were into it. His parents were spiritualists. I'm like,
Yep.
whoa. And
Yeah.
that's what intrigued him and got him interested in that topic, and that's how he ended up writing Ghostbusters. And I knew
Yep.
he wrote Ghostbusters, but I just didn't know the backstory. And I love that because, you know, that's proof that, you know, your parents influence you.
Are you going to see his new movie coming out? It's called UFO Busters. It's coming out, I think, in 2024,
Oh,
probably in the
seriously?
spring. Yeah, it's going to be called UFO Busters, where
Wow.
and they're going to have a team of people that go investigate UFOs, and they'll be flying around. It's supposed to be somewhat of a comedy, but I'm just kidding.
Cat Mama said,
Oh, come on, man. Don't mess with us. I'm thinking
Cat Mama
Dan
goes,
Aykroyd's coming out with a dang new UFO Ghostbusters movie. I mean, they are coming out with a new Ghostbusters movie.
You
But the
already have
UFO
Cat
Jimmy
Busters,
Mama
go
goes,
too
Dan
sad.
Aykroyd told his UFA story a long
the
time
UFO
ago.
Busters, we can only hope for.
Oh well, what can I say? I'm a little
Commander would be on that movie.
I would be on that movie.
That would be awesome.
So, Commander, let me ask you a question. I want to interview you for a second.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you were younger, did your parents influence you in any way to, you know, was there any influence around UFOs at all? Or what?
No, they never talked about it. You know, it's
Okay,
weird. They
interesting.
never talked about it. And then when I had my encounter and went upstairs from the kitchen, I went back down to tell them I was seeing whatever I said as a kid. They said it'll come up. They were like chattering with each other. I said, you got to come up and see this. They never came up. It was like it was only for me to see. It's like they
Yeah.
weren't supposed to be there. I was really, and I went upstairs, banged on the top of the carpet before I went because I was angry because they wouldn't come up. That
Right.
I was like, why don't they come up? They're supposed to come up. I go into the other room, look out, and see the spaceship hovering in the cul-de-sac with the space people in it looking at me and sending me love and sending me telepathic messages and telling me you're not from here. And I didn't even, after that, I didn't care if my parents never knew about it or anything. It was like, okay, it's like my whole consciousness shifted when they spoke to me. Like it was like, I mean, whatever they did, it changed me,
So now, were your parents spiritual people? Like, was there any kind of because my parents were mystery. They were mystical people. Like they were raised, they were Catholic.
Yeah.
But it was during the time, it was pre-Vatican II when the Catholic churches were more mysterious.
Yeah.
And so there was a mystery around their faith, and but yet they were superstitious people. When they believed in mystery, and my father loved the occult, and so they definitely, I mean, gosh, my mother was the one who gave him taught me how to work a Ouija board. And
oh boy.
And I'm not saying that's a good thing. That was not a good thing.
And you're not doing any of that, right?
Oh, no.
Good.
I never really told my story, and I won't get into it now, but one day I'll share with you guys. You got to be really cautious with stuff like that because I was an innocent kid and I didn't understand what I was doing. Back then, in that time, it was considered a game. We didn't realize that we were conjuring.
Yeah.
And so it didn't catch up with me till later in life. It took me a long time to realize, I had gotten involved with some other group. And, I had to, and this is probably important for Luis to hear. I had to dig myself, I had to shut the door on everything and just dig myself out of it and surround myself with the Christed consciousness from that point forward, and not ever move from that point.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious about you, Commander, though, about your parents, like, because once you had that UFO experience, it transformed you.
Oh yeah. I mean, I was different. My
Can you hear me now?
I think. Oh yeah, but you're getting feedback
Thank
coming
you.
through with
Bad
me.
echo.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening. I think if we had headphones on, that wouldn't happen. I think that's why I'm wearing earbuds.
Something up, Rachel, that might be you, honey. I think, or
Yeah.
I don't know. Rachel's
Okay.
muted right now, so I don't
Okay.
know.
So in terms of your question, I appreciate the question. In It never came up. I don't think we had a group when I got older at my parents' house. We met at my folks' house in another Connecticut town. We had all my Ashtar Command people. We went over. They came over, and this was years ago, and that's the first time they met them because I told them about my friends. This is way later after when I was a little kid as an adult, and we did something in the cul-de-sac at their house in this town where where they lived. And so they knew that I was connected with all the space people later on. Not early on, they never talked about it. They never asked me anything. It was weird. I would always see things. I'd get up in the night and look out the window. I'd see spaceships like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. I never shared any of it with them. I kept it to myself. So your question is,
When did you first share, like, your...
when I got older, I started talking about the space people. They did. My parents met my friend Athena, who lived in Sedona, Arizona, who is a Venusian. She's a world traveler. She's met Sai Baba. She actually met George Harrison when he was in India. He was on a line of people right near her going to see Sai Baba, George Harrison. She was in another line. And we talked about these things when I was older as an adult, but not when I was growing up as a kid. I never told them anything because I just felt they didn't, because of what happened when I saw the space people in their ship, they didn't come upstairs to see it. I felt like, oh, I'm not supposed to tell them anything, or they didn't just, it's like, it was a different thing for me. It was a whole different world for me. I just couldn't
Did
tell
they
them
embrace? Did they embrace it? I think Grace is trying to get to
did they
that.
embrace
Did they
it?
embrace it? Yeah.
I think when I got older as an adult, they were more open and conscious of it because I would talk about it. They didn't disassociate from it. My mother said she saw one night, looking out the window, we had pine trees going down their driveway. She saw rings of light going through the pine trees. She said there were a couple of rings of light, and I watched them go down behind the house, down the hill behind the house. There was a hill behind their house that was at an angle going to a flat area into the woods. They saw like 3 or 4 of these circular things going through the pine trees. I said, that's weird. My mother, I think she shared the story. She was interested in it. Then I think that they themselves were not from this planet. I think I don't think they were conscious of it. I think they were born here, but they weren't from here, but they never talked about it because I don't think they were conscious of it. Me, as I became an adult, I became conscious that I wasn't from here, that I was from Mars. As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, I told 2 other kids we were playing stickball. I said to them, out of the blue moon, we're playing ball. I said, oh, I'm from Mars. I just blurted out, I'm from Mars. Here I'm playing baseball. I say to these 2 kids playing stickball, I'm from Mars. They were really angry. They got angry.
You were, from down south.
Yeah, you were
right.
freaked. They got it's interesting how they would respond with anger.
Yeah.
Because
Levick says
Mm-hmm.
No. Well, Levick says we're in this world, but not from the world. That's right. We're not from this world.
That's
We're in
absolutely
it.
true. So your
Correct.
parents, I guess what I was getting at, Commander, is I was just wondering if your parents, was it the UFO experience that influenced your spirituality, or were you influenced? Because I know for me, it was both.
Hmm.
Both my experiences, all my experiences. But you had a really interesting contact experience, and I just wondered that transformed you, that experience transformed you.
Yeah.
It was
It
not
did.
only for
Yeah.
you.
I would say yes. I would say it changed my life. I say, as a teenager or preteen, right before teen, in the '60s, when that happened,
Mhm.
I didn't look at people the same way. I didn't look at uh, going to school the same way or anything. I looked at everything completely different than the way, I mean, I just couldn't look at anything. I couldn't look at another human being the same way. I couldn't go to school and sit in the classroom and say, oh, I had to be real to myself, quiet about what I felt or what I knew about myself. It changed me. It changed me. I didn't have a normal childhood. I had a normal childhood, but I felt so disconnected from everybody, even going to high school.
So and
Since sorry.
yeah, go ahead, Robert. Go ahead. What were you
I
gonna
was
say?
going to say, since we're interviewing Commander, I wanted to ask him because you've had multiple contacts throughout your life, correct?
That the physical experience was when that happened. I might have had other contacts where I didn't remember it. That was the most physical, visual contact.
Well,
Was the one
what I
with the
wanted to
spaceship.
ask was when you witnessed crafts personally, were they all the same type of craft or have they been different crafts?
They were different. So this one was saucer shaped, the first one, and the windows were, I say tinted for lack of a better term. And I saw the men, women, and the children wearing light blue, beautiful spacesuits, and they were telepathic, communicating with me, and they were all on the ship, and they had a
Hold
energy
on, I got to stop
frequency
you. I got to stop you right there. You said light blue.
space outfits. Yes.
Remember, the lady last night said that they were wearing a bluish purple outfit.
Yeah,
Remember with the lady with the mass
right, but
abduction? She said those
yeah,
ETs were wearing a bluish outfit too.
not the same group. This was a light blue. They had like a very loving energy, very different, very different. And
Oh,
the
okay.
And you'll
beings
know that.
not
Like
the
you can
same.
feel it. You know, I know I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Gabriel was wearing a blue shirt when he came to see me. He had a baby blue shirt, beautiful blue, like sky blue, and white pants.
Hey, Winston, have a good night, Winston. I'm just saying good night to somebody. So that was it. Now, the most intriguing experience for people, since you're interviewing me, is the 1980s. In the 1980s, the most intriguing experience was when I was DJing and I was doing like Molly music, reggae music in a club that was a blues club, a great little club. And I DJ'd in a booth and I used to play all the roots music. And I had everything said, and I heard a voice say to me as I was going to go out the door in a sparsely lit, we have a thing called Stop and Shop, which is a supermarket chain up here in the Northeast. In this plaza, there was on the other side of it a Stop and Shop supermarket, a hill across the street with a McDonald's below it, and then behind the shopping center was a road where there was woods and houses sporadically around, and it was all wooded. And I went out. Before I went out, I hear a voice in English say, "Look up." So look up. I see a spaceship above the condo complex on this hill across the street. I'd say about 2 football fields in length. And then as I'm watching it, it's spinning slowly around.
Oh.
It's hovering and spinning, and it's spinning. So I stand there. I'm like excited. This is before they had cell phones or TikTok or any of this stuff. I'm watching it for 35 minutes straight in my car. I had a little Ford car. I'm sitting there and I'm saying, doesn't anybody else see this? What's going on here? And I'm standing here watching the thing above the condo complex. It is so low, it almost can touch the building. That's how low it was. It was spinning circular. And I want to explain something. It had all kinds of lights blinking on it. It was like incredible. Then what really got me is two beams of light came out of the ship and did geometry. One was orange and one was kind of like a reddish orange yellow, two separate beams. They started crisscrossing each other. They were doing all kind of geometry in front of me in the sky, in the night sky, in front of the shopping plaza, in the sky above me. They were doing all kinds of geometry. I mean, I knew it was like a language. They were showing me something. I remember it. I don't even understand what they were trying to show me, but they were purposely showing me something. And I wish I could have taken a picture. I wish I had this technology then to record it. It was the most, for me, in your question, that was the closest encounter beyond the one where the spaceship was in a cul-de-sac with a space.
Because it was so close and so big, right?
Oh yeah, it was very big, and
Wow.
it was really big. It was just these circular beams in front of it. These circular beams, they were in front of it, crisscrossing each other. I was watching this. I was so hypnotized by the lights. They were trying to show me something. They were trying to teach me something. Now I know that. I still don't understand what it was, but I do know it was a geometry. It was some sort of a geometry. They were trying to give me coordinates for something. And but they did wake me up. I think they were trying to activate something. They stayed there for 35 minutes, this spaceship, and it was the closest thing. I mean, if you had seen this ship, I know everything about the ship. The bottom of the ship had 4 tubular bottoms. Each of these tubes, there were equally, 4 tubular bottoms. The center was a round circular area. These tubular bottoms connected to the circular area of the ship, which was about 2 football fields in length. It was spinning very slowly, rotating above the hill from the shopping plaza and above the condo complex. I remember every single detail of this thing. It's like it's a photographic memory in my head.
Now,
I don't forget.
when you said this is weird. I don't want. I know the question is gonna sound weird. Did the ship look like shiny and new, or did it look like it had some wear and tear on it?
I never thought about that. I can't really answer that. I can only tell you that it was a spaceship that was very big. If I would say it was a mothership, I don't know what a mothership size would be, but it was definitely a very big spaceship.
And
it
I
was.
I asked that because we see all these videos and people's encounters, and there's so many different crafts, and the I don't know if like maybe it's just because I'm from the ghetto side of the universe, but every time I see a craft, these crafts are like dingy looking. Like they look like they've been through the war,
Yeah,
and like
no,
that you can
nothing
see
like
like
that.
rust stains.
No, I
Yeah.
understand your question. No, nothing like that. The spaceship is what it is. It's a spaceship. You never, when you see a spaceship, you don't look at it and say, "Well, let's see how is it falling apart? Is it not
Probably
falling apart?"
re-engineered, John,
It,
James.
You said what?
That's probably re-engineered, I would think.
yeah. So
Um, when I saw, I really think that because of the crap where I was growing up, remember, I grew up on a military base. I
yeah,
really think that's why the experience I've had, especially, over there, with those crafts, my experiences are different. Like everybody sees these shiny, nice looking, smooth crafts or they're shining bright lights. And like, I don't know if you remember, but I told you one of the ones I saw looked like a trailer, like an RV with wings on it, just floating, straight out of Spaceballs, like
yeah.
straight
But
out of Spaceballs.
Like
yeah.
Lampoon,
So
Mental Lampoon.
Yeah.
this particular ship, as you were asking me a question about,
Yep.
it was so big. And then I called the local TV station. This is what I did. They had a regular phone. I called the ABC
Did you
affiliate.
really? What did they say? Come on,
Okay,
tell us.
I called the local TV station. It was an ABC affiliate in New Haven, Connecticut, Channel H, WTNH. So the woman on the phone says, "Oh, you're seeing a group of pilots with airplanes that are that are information. I said, are you kidding me? You got to be kidding me. I said, I'm standing right here on a telephone in the parking lot of where I'm seeing this thing, and it's 2 football fields in length, and it's really big.
Even then, they were twisting and trying to block the truth.
Yeah, and I told her, I said, you need to tear that piece of paper up that they gave you in the news department, because I'm telling you what's happening right now. And I told her to tear it up. I said, I'm going to give you some news. If you were right here with me, you'd be looking at a spaceship. And she didn't know what to say. She was like speechless. And then I said,
I'm sure she still thinks about that today and goes, "Oh my God, why didn't I?" You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
don't you think so, Commander? Don't you think she
oh, I
probably
think so. I mean, I was so excited. I called the local news channel. I knew they were going to, I had this feeling like, let's see what they're going to tell me, because they were getting a lot of phone calls. I said, you're not telling people the truth. You're being told to say this. I'm right here watching a ship, 2 football fields in length, that's so low you can almost touch it. I explained what was going on. So after 35 minutes, the spaceship started moving to the northwest. I remember the coordinates of the spaceship. It moved to the northwest of where this place was in Naugatuck, Connecticut, on Rubber Avenue. It moved past the woods, and I was trying to go in the backwood roads to follow it, but I lost it. It was starting to move away, but it moved really slow. I mean, this thing, I hope it had protection from any military radar. It was massive. And then
I think it was the same as the original contact, the original craft.
From when I was a kid?
Yeah.
No, I don't think there was a connection between the two. I don't know that, but I do know I was invited to a conference with people from Pine Bush, New York came down who have sightings of Pine Bush. People came. We had over 100 people at this condo complex in Woodbury, Connecticut. This gentleman organized it. There were some people there that had sightings. They had a big hallway, a wooden enclosed place. And I was on a panel with a MUFON director in Connecticut and a number of other people. And I asked people, I explained my story. I said, how many of you here saw this? And people raised their hands. There were people in the Connecticut River Valley, in Naugatuck River Valley that lived in that area. There must have been tons of people. But I said, they were seeing it from other places. I was right on top of the spaceship looking at it. They were in other parts of this area. But I was right there looking at it, and I just will never forget it.
There have been, now, what year was that, Commander?
This was 82 or 84, one of the two years.
Apparently, there's a lot of activity in Connecticut, from what I've been hearing.
Oh, there is. But this thing, if I were able to have recorded it, would have been probably going down in history in terms of one of the best spaceship captures, not UFOs, but non-terrestrial spaceships ever seen by a physical human being in one place. Guaranteed.
Wow. That's amazing.
Oh,
yeah. The second encounter, did you get some kind of download or message from them?
Well, the message, the only thing they told me is coming out of the Blues Club, and it was a weeknight. They told me in plain English, look up. As soon as they came out, they said, look up. And it was as clear as day, like it was telepathically telling me, a male voice, look up. And there was a spaceship. And I stayed there for 35 minutes watching this thing. It wasn't going anywhere. It was spinning, and it had all these lights blinking, and I was just watching it. And I was like, I didn't care about anything else. I forgot I was in the parking lot. I was so fixated on the spaceship that I didn't care about anything. So I really do feel that experience was mind-blowing. The other experience I'll have, and we're getting towards 1 o'clock, so we're going to end the show in a few minutes, was in Route 7 and 84 in Danbury, Connecticut. And that was also in the 80s. I don't remember which year it was. I had a two-way CB radio. I was coming home from Westport. I think it was Westport or Stamford. I don't remember which. I was working all the way down there, which is ridiculous. But I was coming home, got off the service road to a 7-Eleven. I pulled over, and I was watching a spaceship that was like a goldish color, huge, with sort of like inscripted writings. It looked very real. It wasn't a blimp or anything. It was spinning and rotating to the north of the highway up Route 7, which at that time, there were, it wasn't really built up Route 7 up in this area towards New Milford. And I was watching it and looking at it. I said, breaker, breaker, does anybody see this big, huge object to the north of the highway? And there was just too much chatter going on. And I was telling people, look to the north if you can, look to the north. And I was watching this spaceship, and it was not going, it wasn't disappearing. It was spinning. It was big. If I had gone up Route 7, I would have been right on top of it. It was really pretty, it was high, but it was low. It was low enough where if I had been up north to the Milford area, I would have been right on top of it, looking at it from the ground level. It was a beautiful golden kind of light. The whole object was really big. I don't know how big it was, but it was huge.
Like
Amazing.
huge.
Like what?
Hear me?
Like Independence Day?
Like a mothership type.
Sort of like a mothership type. It was a beautiful golden color, though.
Wow.
A radiant gold, like a golden, like almost like a translucent color to the ship. Translucent.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was invisible, but you could still see it.
No,
Yeah,
it
it was
wasn't.
sort of-
It wasn't invisible. It was solid, but it almost looked like could be a little bit translucent. Maybe that's not the right term to use, but it was definitely.
Maybe
Made
like
of-
It caught my attention. I saw it. I pulled off the highway right away on the service road, pulled into a 7-Eleven, and stood there watching it.
Man, you should have gone and got the 7-Eleven guy. Hey, come look at this.
Yeah.
No, it's getting people like when you imagine running into 7-Eleven and telling someone like in the 1980s, like, come outside and see. But it's always, the movies always take
Grace,
place.
I'm that guy. I was in a hotel the other night, and I thought I saw something.
Hey,
I
John.
saw something. I went in and I grabbed the clerk. I said, "Man, come out here and look at this and make sure to tell me I'm not going crazy." And we were talking about UFOs for a while. I was on your show one time checking into a hotel, and I stopped and asked the guy about UFOs, or the lady, and she ended up telling me about the haunted house down the road.
People are going crazy. I just want to mention that everyone's in the comments have the coolest, like they're posting their encounter thing, kind of just in a few words. Like
Yeah.
post your encounters in 5 words. It's the
Hey, John.
funniest. I love it, guys. I really do.
Me too. And I just want to mention, John Connors is here.
Hey, John. Hey, John. Welcome in.
I just want to say
Grace,
one
it's
thing.
funny that you say post it in 5 words because
thank
I'm
you,
working on a
Michelle.
haiku book.
I
I'm
love
doing a bunch of
haiku.
haikus.
That's probably why I said it, because I love haiku. I mean, guys, we
That's
should
so
do a
funny that you
contest
said
one
that.
night that everyone can post in 5 words. They're
And since John is here, I just want to say something on a more serious note. This is a great show tonight as well. That we're going to be Friday night, the 8th, because John will be getting his full privileges. He'll be getting his full privileges back on the 7th. On the 8th, we're going to be doing at 11 o'clock our contact with our space brother from the star system Sirius. I'll be making a video by tomorrow.
Put me on the big screen.
And what's going on?
what's happening.
There's a rabbit right here.
Oh,
Oh, rabbit.
There's a rabbit, and that's
everywhere
why
in Florida.
I live in the rabbit hole. I
Oh,
told
there
you
you
guys, nobody believes me.
go.
Let's see, there's my little rabbit.
We can't see it, James.
Actually,
Oh, darn.
you know
Oh,
what
there
it
it
is?
goes.
That
There's a
let me
llama.
tell you something. That was James on the grass right there.
Horrible.
You thought that James was human, but he is really a rabbit.
He is.
I am a human. I'm as human as they get, and that's my problem. I love this damn human experience.
But I want to say, and it's been a wonderful program, everybody. Because again, 1 o'clock. It is 1 o'clock. We're gonna be on live with John on our show 11 o'clock Friday night.
Hey,
I'm
Rachel.
gonna,
What'd she say? Rachel just said something.
and
Oh,
I'll check the
now
post
you
out
can hear me. That's
before I
so
go to
weird.
sleep. Yeah.
Now I can hear you.
It's weird.
Sounds
And no
far
one,
away.
no one's limited my ability to talk because I've been like talking into the mic the whole time, and like everybody's
Yeah.
No,
like,
now
"Can
this
hear
is the
me?"
first time I'm hearing you all night.
Right? It's
Me
so
too.
weird because I've been trying to talk, like even though I've been up in the box, and it won't let
Luis, you
me.
Yeah.
didn't hear. Yeah, this is the first I'm hearing
Thank
anything.
you.
That's
Yes,
weird.
correct.
I feel like
And she
someone's
sounds far away.
messing with me.
I hope not.
So
It could be
the
just technical
TikTok police
problems,
are messing with you.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah,
Feels
because I
like
got
So,
it's there's an echo and everything.
really.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta tell you this. There's a guy
thank
in
you,
the
Laura.
comments that wrote, I want to go to Jupiter and get the can from Scientology. What is that?
What is that? What is that?
What is the can from Scientology?
What is that? What is that? A new tomato soup or something? What is
Is that
that?
your
Yeah, Jupiter juice.
is that your haiku? Is that your haiku? Come on,
Or
that's
is
a
it
good
actually
5 words.
meatballs and tomato sauce? Maybe I don't know. What do I know?
I think we should do a
Instead of
competition.
Chef Boyardee, it's
Spaceballs.
Chef Kadar Manka.
Well,
I mean,
folks, it is it. I love stay on, but I need to get some sleep. It's 1 a.m. in the morning. We're going to be on again tomorrow night at 11 p.m. So I really want to thank everybody for all your gifts tonight.
Thank
I
you,
love you
Trinity. I
all.
love you.
I know there's some people that wanted to
Hi,
come on live
Rachel.
just
Bye.
now. If you'll join us tomorrow night, we will get to you if you wish to come on live. You had stories to share. We see you in there. It's just like late. Oh, thank you. I'm really now I'm getting thirsty.
Oh, that was the cider.
That was so
Yeah.
cute.
And I have
That
to
was the
finish the
apple
cider because
cider.
I still have a little bit of it left here.
Yeah.
That's so cute. Hey guys, I'm serious. I want to see your encounter stories in 5 words. Let's do a haiku encounter in the chat. How funny would that be?
Well, Commander's going
Yeah.
off. We're gonna have to do that the next night.
No, we won't do
Well,
it tonight. We'll do it
we'll do
another
it tomorrow
night.
night.
We'll do it
We'll
a
do it
different
tomorrow night.
night, and we'll just keep it in mind so that this way you guys can think about it.
Yeah,
I think that would
absolutely.
be so fun. See,
Commander,
Yeah.
Commander, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you did for me 5 minutes ago, and I really appreciate
yeah.
you so much.
You sound a lot better, and don't even think
Yeah,
about that
dude,
thing
you
anymore.
sound
Just
great.
I don't think about it no more, but I feel extremely happy after what you did.
yes, yes.
well,
yes.
when I did what I did, just like what I did for you, is whatever it is, the Christ took it and threw it back to God, and God purified the energy.
Exactly.
Yes,
That's how God can do that.
That's
So
right.
God did
Yes, he
that.
can.
I feel that.
You
Yes,
know?
I felt it.
Now, when I sign off, I have to do something else. Now, because we attract a lot of people that are passing over now, I found out I have to open I'm going to open a white doorway, so to speak, they tell me, and we're going to send them through. I have the angels coming. I'm asking the angels after I get off to assist me. Christed beings are going to assist me. We're going to send them through and let them cross over. We're going to close the portal, and then we're going to go to sleep.
Hey,
And UFO God, I want you to remember who you are. When these things come at you, don't fear it. You just say, I have the power. You have no power. In the name of Jesus Christ, you have
Right.
no power. And you leave. And they don't
Right.
That's right, Rachel. Yep.
amen.
That's
That's
right.
it.
You gotta verbalize it. You have to verbalize it.
That's right.
You
Yes,
own
take
it.
But you know what?
control. Take control, guys.
Take
Don't
control. But UFO guard is never going to go into that kind of a room again. He knows now. After what I
Never,
did to help him out.
never again, never.
Yeah. Good job. Good
All
Love
right,
you guys.
everybody. We love
Good
you.
night,
We love
everybody.
James. We love
night,
Grace. We love
everybody.
Rachel.
Thank
We love
you,
everybody.
Sandra,
We
as
love all of
always.
you out there. I just want people to know if you didn't get on tonight, it's not that I'm ignoring you. We'll have you on tomorrow night, a matter of fact. As long as James's eyes don't pop out, we're good.
Never.
It's
That
Either
definitely
my eyes are like wide open or you can hardly
that
see them.
that James is really a robot. The real James is not here. That James has like those little like bouncing eyes that you can get in the store at the 5 and 10. for
This is
Hanukkah.
this is
I don't
the
know.
AI
Not Hanukkah.
James coming to you.
And not for Hanukkah.
Mr.
I think it
Dimples.
was whatever that movie was, but it doesn't matter anymore. But anyway, everybody, I love you. Everybody have a good night.
One energy.
And
Good night.
it's
Good
time for the
night.
And
commander
don't
to really
forget,
go to sleep.
Emperor Palpatine supports Joe Biden.
Because I'm getting silly now, and if I get silly now, I'm going to tell you some jokes, and I need to go to sleep.
Good night, everybody.
Well,
Well, good
One
night.
love, one
Take care.
Good
energy.
night. Love and light. Love you. Thank you
Love
for
and light,
having me up.
everybody. All
Okay,
right,
good
take
night.
care, everybody.
Good night. Bye.
Okay, let's see here. What's happening? Whoa, that's not what I wanted to do. Now I'm going to end the show, folks. Good night, everybody.